Due to the influence of Victorian philosopher John Ruskin, Baroque art fell out of favor for several generations until a handful of North American collectors began acquiring, including Dr. Bob Jones Jr., the founder of the Museum and Gallery at Bob Jones University in Greenville, South Carolina. An art expert and friend, Carl Hamilton, suggested that the university should develop an art gallery, an idea that Dr. Bob presented to the university's executive committee, pointing out that a collection of sacred art would be an excellent complement to the schools of fine arts and religion. The committee agreed, established an acquisition fund, and empowered Dr. Bob to begin in 1948. The criteria for collecting were determined since every collection must establish its boundaries in order to create its own unique and useful niche. It would be limited to Western religious art. 3 years later, Dr. Bob opened the galleries in November 1951. Over the decades, the collection expanded and is now one of the largest collections of European Old Masters in the U.S., with greats such as Peter Paul Rubens, Sandro Botticelli, Il Tintoretto, Guido Reni, Lucas Cranach, Gerrit von Honthorst, and Anthony van Dyck, as well as notable students of Da Vinci and Rembrandt. M&G is best known internationally for its Baroque works. One of more than 400 paintings in M&G's collection is The Flight into Egypt by Genoese master Domenico Fiasella. The framed canvas is nearly 6 feet tall and 4.5 feet wide. This work has participated in traveling exhibitions across the United States and as far away as Japan, including the 1994 exhibit, Botticelli to Tiepolo, 3 Centuries of Italian Painting from the Bob Jones collection, and the Far Eastern 1997 exhibit of European Baroque paintings from both the John and Mabel Ringling Museum and the Museum and Gallery. Domenico Fiasella traveled to Rome in 1607 to participate in the city's generous artistic patronage. While there, he became known as Il Sarzana after his hometown and was exposed to the art of both Caravaggio and the Carracci, painting styles he integrated into his own developing manner. M&G's work was painted during his busy stay in Rome between 1607 and 1615, and he also completed commissions for Caravaggio's patron, the Marchese Vincenzo Giustiniani, including 2 paintings that are now in the Ringling collection, Christ Healing the Blind and The Raising of the Widow's Son of Nain. These 3 compositions share visual similarities such as the relation of figures to their setting, simplified figural modeling, and an uncomplicated flow of draperies. M&G's Flight into Egypt presents some of Il Sarzana's best painting skills, demonstrating a turning point from his training years to the maturing of his craft. Prior to Dr. Bob's acquisition of The Flight into Egypt from dealer Julius Weitzner in 1958, the painting was part of the Minneapolis Institute of Art's collection since 1934. But of special interest is a comment believed to be about M&G's painting by biographer Raffaello Soprani in 1674. He writes, "One of the most famous performances by Fiasella in Rome was the picture representing the Holy Virgin with Saint Joseph and the infant Jesus on their way to Egypt. This picture was presented to Pope Paul V, who liked it very much." In contrast to the down-to-earth quality of the scene, Fiasella monumentalizes the figures within the vertical format. Because of the viewer's lower position, the scale and modeling produce stately, heroic characters as they escape the danger of King Herod's wrath. Thus, the exaltation of the family's humility, obedience, and trust in God the Father is subtly achieved in this masterful work.